Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here coming at you with the 6th video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. In the last video we'd gone through one of the newer areas found here off to the left, the Magicite Mine. As you'll see, we only had a few things left that we couldn't explore with the equipment that we have. But for now, the next area that we're going to come to is going to be here at the Old City Market. And with our new ability, we can now head down into the lower area right below. I've already partially explored to try and figure out some stuff going on, but it's now time to dig in and show you guys what to do. So, like always, we'll just come over here. Now, if you haven't spent any of your materials at the craftery to get you some new gear, now is always a good time, or you can always go back later on. No rush. Anytime you can break objects to get some materials is always nice. But now we're going to drop down into the little area here and proceed forward. Alrighty, so once you are in this area, the first thing you'll notice is that you can't dive below the water. Now, there are a lot of enemies found in the water in this area, so the first thing we need to do is gain the ability to basically dive and move freely underwater. Because if you notice, whenever you're in water right now, you can't attack, so you have to like jump out of the water to attack. But I'm going to show you how to do that first. So in that first room you'll find a note. Once you enter that large vertical room, you'll want to come up, and in this chest here you'll find a grimoire, unlocking more stuff for us at the craftery. So then all you're going to want to do is slowly just drop down, and we'll discover this little side area here on the left first with some materials. Then following this all the way down to the bottom and then off to the left, you'll have a bunch of these little pool areas with, I would call them mechanical sea urchins, that like to explode, sending out their needles in all directions. You'll also find a circular enemy that produces a field of electricity, and in this room in particular you'll find a rat generator that will infinitely spawn rats until it is killed. The rats can do a lot of damage and swarm you, so once you take out the rat generator, you'll then be able to quickly find and deal with it. And once you do, all of the rats will immediately be gone. So we'll quickly grab that relic, and then I'm just going to drop all the way down to the bottom here, come off to the right. I'm just going to skip past everything to make it easier, if possible. So here we are. And once we get into this room right here with this attuner, you will have a little cutscene and then gain the ability to swim and also gain your next trophy. Now from here, we're going to now be able to freely move in water. So I'm going to first backtrack to this circular area, and that's where I'm going to be starting from, and slowly just working my way down and around to show you guys how to navigate and get everything in this area. So just be wary, I'm starting right here, so you know. But let's get started and get all of the items here in the subterranean waterway. Alrighty, as you'll see, now we're going to be heading up and just following this main path. Like I said, the main thing to grab here is that chest, which has a grimoire in it. I'm basically just going to try and do this in sections, trying to keep it as unified as I can. So as you'll see here, we're going to immediately just follow this path down and then come over here. We'll grab this item real quick, which is just some materials, and then we're going to quickly just come back into this little main area here. I'll take the map off so you can at least see. So we're just going to drop all the way down here. There's going to be a bunch of those sea urchins that explode, and the only thing we need to grab down here while we're here is just going to be this item right here. which is an attuner's pendant. Basically increases damage dealt while in water, or underwater I should say. But that area just leads back down. So from here we're just going to continue on up and then go back to the right. We don't need to go off to the left anymore for now. But from here we're then going to head down and follow this path down and around. As you'll see, here we are. We'll grab this item right here, unidentified core, which is nice because that then gets all of that. Follow this down and around. Like I said, there's a lot of those sea urchins here, and it does kind of suck whenever they can almost immediately like just destroy like all of your HP in a matter of seconds. But as you'll see, we can come back up. There's not really much to do here, as you'll see for the most part. But if you come up here to the right, as you'll see now, we'll have that little guy waiting for us. And then we can grab this chest here with a bracelet. That's always nice. Now we've completely got that area dealt with. So now we can just drop all the way down, as you'll see here. So then we're immediately just going to drop down, come into this area here, quickly grab this item. Increasing our HP is always nice. Then we'll come back into the main area here. As you'll see, we have a bunch of these little footholds that we can jump onto. Trying to see. Yeah, for now we can't grab that item up top. We will eventually be able to, so don't worry. Here we have the spawn area, as you'll see, or our save area. Nothing else that we can find in here, so don't worry. Now heading back out the opposite end, what we're going to quickly do is if you immediately come down into here and grab this item. Some materials is always nice. Then we're going to hop up. As you'll see, we do have this little area here that we will eventually need to get to. So now it's just about figuring out how to progress from here. And don't worry, I've got you covered. Like I said, it is quite a lot, but don't worry. So for now, we'll just head back to the save area and just rest up now that we've fully explored. Try and go over the map. So as you'll see, this is pretty much all of this area, and there's not really much that we can do while we're here. So now what we're going to need to do is come over to this little area here in the tethered steeple, and that is going to be the second part of this area. As you can see, they're both kind of connected to each other. So I'm going to see you guys once we're like right here in this room. Now as you guys can see, I'm back over here in this tethered steeple, and from here you can now finally head down into the water. But the first thing you want to do is come over here off to the left, and in here you will find a little area with at least 3 guaranteed material deposits and a 4th, which is a pickup. Now from here we can just head on down, and this will lead us to the final disposal site. Now I'm just going to include both of these together. In this area you'll find a bunch of insects rolling giant balls that will block attacks from the front, so you have to either parry or get behind them. So here in this first area you'll just want to follow this all the way down and around. As you'll see, and down here you'll have this little hidden area. I've already revealed it, of course, but for you it'll be blocked. Then up here you'll have this item you can grab. The cleaner's tag increases damage dealt to staggered enemies, which is always nice. Now from here we can continue on to the left and basically just follow this all the way down, as you'll see here. And here was where we're going to pick up and proceed forward. Alrighty, so from here you're just gonna come all the way down here into the water. Here you'll find some of the unique fish enemies that now have a kind of spear. Then we're going to immediately come back the way we came and then head on up. There we go. Then we'll just follow this top path all the way forward. Use these little holds. We'll take this waterfall up. In this crate you'll find an item, some materials. Then from here you have a very, very unique section that you have to kind of do. There we go. You don't want to fall in that red water, it will damage you and hurt you. But here we have our next rest point, so we'll save up. Skip the cutscene, of course. Take a look at some of our equipment and see if anything's any better. Attack and defense is always nice. And then we'll see about our relics. Can we equip any more? We'll just equip that. Let's see, what can we enhance? Ooh, we can actually enhance her basic melee, which is always nice. That'll come in handy. And I think we'll just hold on to the rest. Now then we can proceed forward and take on our first boss of the video. That's going to be right here. The giant roller. Not too bad. As you'll see, you can kind of roll right behind him. As you can see, if you get behind him, it's pretty much GG. I don't know why I rolled into him like that. But we'll get a new model core, and then we can now proceed forward. As you'll see, we can head on up real quick. And this leads to a whole unique area. But then you can also come off here to the left. Find a mimic. It's been a minute since I've encountered one. Pick up this item here for some materials. And then we're going to basically use this as our basic next starting point going forward. Alright, so of the two paths, we can't really go down, as it is more or less a guaranteed death sentence for now, as it's the poisoned red water that does tick damage. So for now, we're just going to head on up. We'll just follow this path around to the left. It's pretty straightforward overall, nothing too crazy, nothing new. We'll come over here to the left, continuing on. Follow this up. Like I said, it's straightforward for the most part. Here you'll have this little unique open area, and here you'll have a couple of things. So the first thing you want to do is you are going to eventually drop down and break all of the growths on the floor, like so. In this room in particular, here you'll find this item. You'll have to probably circle back around at least once to get the others if you want to get a full clear. If not, you don't have to and can proceed over here to the left and down, as you'll see overall. And as you'll see, we'll then come all the way down here. And we'll have our next little area. And can save. Like always, I'll skip any cutscenes. Alright, so from here, we're just going to follow the only path that we can take. Now, this next area does require a bit of annoying traversal, I will say, as you have a few levers that you have to activate in order to proceed forward. But first off, we'll just come down here, pick up this journal. I'll try and point out exactly what it is that we need to do just up ahead here. As you'll see in here, you'll have a growth that you can immediately drop down onto, and the main idea is that you're trying to open up both of these little doors to head down. So the first one is going to be a long ways away and around. You can obviously activate more shortcuts along the way, but for now we're just going to proceed forward like I am. We'll drop down here, follow this path forward, like so. Don't touch the dirty water. Come over here, open up this door. Then from here we can use hotkey and a little bit of movement to come back, pick this item up. We'll jump back across, come down over here, that way we can pick up movement again. There we go. We'll then head all the way back around. Then from here we can drop down. Like I said, it's basically you're going to take damage. The game will give you a heal. Here we've opened one of 2 levers, but for the time I'm just going to show you how to get to the second one from here, and then show you how to proceed forward. Alright, so back from the respite, we're going to take a different path now. This is going to get us the other lever as well as the shortcut. Basically, as you'll see, you can just follow this path all the way down. You are going to take a bit of damage, but if you want, you can come up here, deal with that enemy, come over here, deal with this enemy. You'll get an extra healing. We'll come down here, we'll heal again, get an extra healing from the little white flowers. Here we go. Then we'll continue up. Heal one more time. Here we can then follow this up to get an access or a shortcut. Then we'll come up into here. And just over here is the lever. So now we'll make our way all the way back to the center and proceed forward. So we'll just return. Perfectly dodging everything. It's not really necessary, of course, but it does look super cool. Now from here we can finally head down and proceed to the next little save area. And here we'll have our last boss for this video. This will be our first 2-phase boss fight, I believe. But once you're ready, we can proceed forward. Here we have our next boss. This will be King of the Garbage Heap. Here he has a couple of slam down moves. Nothing too crazy. He has that ground pound, which does a good chunk of damage. Once he gets to half HP, as you'll see, he'll have these lasers. During some of these phases, you actually don't want to attack, as it'll cause the lasers to bump into you, as you'll see. He'll also have this little bit of flame damage he can inflict on you. But once that is done, you'll be onto phase 2. As you'll see, it's not too crazy. During this phase, though, he is incredibly weak. But does deal quite a bit of damage. But once you get him to a certain amount, he'll immediately self-destruct. And we'll gain our next Homunculus Motley. This will now allow us to use the little grappling points that you've probably seen. They always have a little detailed room like so, as you'll see, to show off the ability. Here we'll find another one of the attuners. So now we've achieved our main objective and can head all the way back to the city. But for now, there's a few things I'd like to clean up while we're here. So first and foremost, probably the main thing is, if I remember correctly, it's going to be over here. So we're going to go to the Attuner's Respite and head over to that little side area just to check things out. But from here, it's, like I said, pretty straightforward. As you'll see, it definitely makes traveling a lot easier. You can avoid so much damage, as you'll see. You can now enter this little area over here. And get the magic Strand Charm. Increases damage dealt when your HP is full. But we don't have the ability to open that door, so we'll quickly return. And then we'll actually fast travel back up to the Clock Tower Plaza entrance. And that is where I'm going to end this video for the sake of things. As always, this has been Mr. Pilgrim. I do hope that these videos and guides are helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.